Alright, so with Mega Charizard done for solo runs, it was time to do Mega Venusaur. And I assumed Mega Venusaur would obviously be slower, but this run did not go as planned. The main issue of this run was just my really bad RNG. Because most of the time, my main stab was Razor Leaf. And Razor Leaf has a 95% accuracy, but the amount of times I missed Razor Leaf did not make it feel like it was 95%. And it would always miss at like the worst moments. And I'll be honest, I was really frustrated this run. Like, there's so many battles, so many moments where it's just like, it could have gone just fine, even if it's slow. But because of bad luck, it would just go horribly wrong and just absolutely mess with my momentum. And that is how it somewhat angered me. Even though this thing has completely busted stats, it actually felt a bit underwhelming at times. I guess if there's anything faster than the Mega Charizards, is it beat Roxane like I think 2 minutes faster than Charizard X. 4 minutes actually. No, it's around 3 minutes faster, which obviously it's not surprising. It's not too high of a hurdle to pass, considering Roxanne is a rock type and Charizard is fire type and Venusaur is a grass type. I don't even think I one-shot the nose pass, so that was also kind of underwhelming in a sort of way. I guess the thing is, Venusaur does start off with Vine Whip, but that Vine Whip is kind of weak, and it does get Razor Leaf at level 20, and we basically carry that move all the way until level 50 when we get Petal Blizzard, and that's when we don't actually have to teach any more moves. And if you look at the Mega Venusaur stats, you probably assume that I went with the special set, but no. While Venusaur has some decent special, actually doesn't even have many good special grass moves by level up. I don't even think it gets Mega Drain. No Mega Drain. And then there's an energy ball TM, but that I think is post game. You need both bikes to actually get it. So I after looking at the moves and available TMs given to us, I realized that a physical Mega Venusaur would be actually significantly better, even if its base attack is 22 less than the special attack. This is also utilizing the Sword Stance TM given to you at Leverage Town. I got the heart scale, but I only used it for money because it actually gives you 5,000 Poke Dollars, which is pretty helpful. The problem is, like, even though we went physical Mega Venusaur, this thing just, it has so little offensive pressure. Everything just takes so many hits to kill. Like Brawly took actually a little bit, rather than just one shot or two shot KOing everything. It took a lot of hits. It's just no matter how many, like, just Vine Whip on Venusaur was just so weak. At some point I did teach like Takedown, but I didn't teach Double Edge because I just needed somewhat of a strong move at the time. But Brawly definitely was a bit of a struggle. Watson was actually pretty easy, since you do get the Bulldoze TM at Mova City. So by utilizing that and the fact that we resist electric type moves and they can't do any damage to us, it really didn't matter. Even though I did forget to equip a cherry berry to make it faster, it still wasn't too much of an issue. Flannery also wasn't a problem because at that point we had Sword Dance, so Sword Dance Bulldoze kind of did the trick. And Overheat from Sun boosted Overheat from her first Pokemon Slugma did like a third of our health, so it is completely underwhelming, as to be expected with our Thick Fat ability. Norming actually was quite of a bit of a pain, just because just lacking Woody Yong, and also it dealt a pretty solid amount of damage. And I think even when we set up +6 attack, it still wasn't enough to one-shot his Slacking, which is very silly and really reminds you how weak Mega Venusaur is, despite 100 base attack. Like, it makes me worried about my future solo run, since right now I'm using these beasts of monsters with over 600 base stat, and somehow like they're doing like underwhelming damage. And you probably expected that Winona was definitely one of my biggest slowdowns of this run. Well, you probably yeah, because she's a flying type user, but actually it wasn't that much. I think we slowed down by like 4 minutes compared to the average time, and that's not too bad considering it's literally our like weakest gym. If like they do a lot of damage to flying types, most of them, and the fact that we can't really do much to them, especially Gobats. Gobats was like the biggest problem in this because I didn't teach strength. My moveset at that time was Sword Dance, Leech Seed, Razor Leaf, or Bulldoze, and obviously that does not touch Gobat, that does not touch Skarmory. So a lot of it is just Leech Seeding and then healing up, just to eventually stall out and get them low enough so that I can actually knock them out. But it wasn't too bad. I was really hoping Mega Venusaur learned Rock Tomb, but it doesn't. It does learn Rock Slide, but I don't know where that TM is. I don't know if it's actually that easily accessible. I don't want to go out of my way. Now, my biggest slowdown here, the most frustrating moment of this run, surprisingly, was Archie. Like, I don't know how I struggled so much with Archie. It's just his Mightyena was actually a huge issue. It used embargo, so I can't use potions, and then it also uses taunt, so that I can't set up Leech Seed, I can't set up Swords Dance, and these are important because Swords Dance I need it to get to like actually offensive, and Leech Seed because he has a Crobat, and his Crobat's acrobatics does over half my health. So the strategy for that is to Leech Seed it and then spam potions so that I can stall it out that way. But if I get taunted, that does not work. And also, problem was his Muck. Like, a Gunk Shot does over half my health, and obviously I need to be healthy enough for when Crobat comes in right after to land a Leech Seed before I spam potions. So I had to outspeed and kill it. That's why I needed enough offensive stats with the Swords Dance so I can one-shot it with an Earthquake. And the problem is also the Muck has Screech, which sharply lowers my defense, and if he uses a Screech before I can kill it, then Crobat easily one-shots me. And also Sharpedo, Mega Sharpedo actually does like half my health with any move, so that was also a big problem. So I just kept dying repeat over and over, and each time you lose, it takes a really long time to come back. The only way I actually beat it was using X defense. So rather than just hoping for potion spam luck and that nonsense, all I did was spam X defense so that Crobat wouldn't do much damage, and then just slowly took things out just like that. And then Wallace, obviously not much of an issue. Definitely wasn't a huge problem because he is a water type user. And then for the Elite Four, if there was any huge problems, it was Phoebe. Phoebe, I lost over and over to because of her stupid lead Dusclops? Yes, Dusclops. Because Dusclops, I had the same problem with Mega Charizard X, but Mega Charizard X at least could just blaze through things with his amazing offensive stats, while Mega Venusaur just kept getting destroyed by this thing. It's just like, not just actually her Dusclops for this Venusaur run. Her Dusclops, obviously, it's a problem because of Confuse Ray, and I was sort of set up her, so I don't want to be hitting myself, but also Curse that deals a fourth my damage each turn. It's just a huge problem as a whole. And then, by the way, I do want to mention, confusion is such an annoying status. Like, the amount of times I got confused in this run and just kept hitting myself, especially when I'm trying to set up Sword Dance, it was actually really frustrating and annoyed me so much. But other than that, there was her second Pokemon, Bayonet. Her Bayonet, I just had to play a bit safer around it because it uses one post psychic, but it mainly uses Grudge, and I really didn't want to waste PP. Even though I had Leopard Berries, I didn't want to use it too much at all, so I wanted to try and save it as much as possible. But she would just keep spamming Grudge, and when I'm under a curse, losing a fourth of my health each turn, it is not fun getting hit. It's not fun trying to stall out the Grudges, and it was just overall just not fun ending. If I didn't play it right, then the Sableye would just kill me. She had a Sableye that comes in after the Bayonet, who has Foul Play, and Foul Play does a huge chunk of my damage, of my health. Like, I think actually a no Sword Dance boost, no attack boost, and the Sableye does like over half my health, and it's just absolute nonsense and also pissed me off. But after I finally somehow dealt with VB, Drake actually was not an issue. Because I did teach strength, so after a +6 attack, I was able to actually one-shot everything. And so was Steven. Steven actually wasn't too much of an issue either. I did use X defense for this, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I did. Just to make sure that I was able to survive the Mega Metagross. But Mega Metagross actually wasn't a problem, since we did outspeed and we were at +6 attack, so we just one-shot it with Earthquake. But yeah, that was the run with Mega Venusaur. I did also forget to, I guess, if anybody doesn't know what a solo run is, I forgot to explain that at the start, but you know, if you made it to the end, obviously it just means I can only use one Pokemon throughout the whole run, and that's around it. And since I'm trying to speedrun this, I'm speedrunning this at 3 times speed, so in addition to using only one Pokemon, I'm also trying to beat the game as fast as possible. Alright, so thank you all for watching. Next up, Mega Blastoise. Look forward to it, and see ya!